A boom boom.
Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. I'm doing a video about a setting in the controls that you may not know about. Now, default out of the box, the way that Throttle is set up is, you move it up to whatever, top speed, it stays at top speed. You move it down all the way to 0, that's where you're going to be once you set it there. It's dependent on where you set it, and then it sticks there like a throttle, like would actually be like a physical throttle. Now again, here, let me show that on screen. I realized I didn't have that on screen here. Okay, so again, see, you move the throttle at the top speed, you see the throttle goes there, you move it to the middle, that's where it is. Move the throttle all the way low, it goes to 0, and it stays there. What I'm saying is it doesn't adjust. Once you put it there, it stays there. Your position of throttle is independent from the stick. However, what you can do by going into the settings of controls and go all the way down to the bottom here, this last setting, gamepad throttle input mode. Now, dynamic or analog input increases or decreases the sharpness throttle over time in proportion to the hardware's input sensitivity. So if you push it down that way. But now, static sets the start shift throttle position according to the hardware's current position. So what does this mean? So on static, your throttle is linked completely to the position of the stick, right? Ooh, of the stick. So if you, push down the sweet spot, it'll go there. But if you release it, it goes right back to the sweet spot. So that's the power of this. You put it up all the way, you release it, it goes back to the sweet spot. So if you're someone who has trouble getting into the sweet spot consistently, this might be something that you can use, because then it'll just give you, that option basically. You can just kind of always be in the sweet spot without having to actually adjust the throttle. If you're someone who's too handsy on the throttle when you're rolling and stuff, it might be a good thing for you actually, because even if you do make a slight adjustment as you're rolling or something, then it'll at least go back once you release it. The biggest issue now, a lot of people, the meta, is using 0 throttle all the time. So obviously, if your sweet spot is set to the 0 throttle, or if your throttle is set to the sweet spot position, then you can't 0 throttle easily, because you have to hold it down all the way, and then by holding it down, you can't really hit the D-pad or other things. So I mean, if you really want to do that and be 0 throttling and holding it down, you do have to remap your power controls, which is just, I think, a nightmare. So good thing though, when it comes to boost gasping, see where I'm at sweet spot here, my speed is 60. As long as your speed is higher when you're boost gasping than that, you're fine. You just have to keep that in mind, and then maybe you have to zero it out or lower it a little bit here or there to make sure you keep that up. It's a different thing. It's tough to do it that way. I know a lot of people still wouldn't use sweet spot who you wouldn't use this still. I generally don't recommend this, but for some people it does work, so I want to put it out there and talk about it a little bit. I don't think it's ideal. Like I said, I've been reluctant to recommend this to people, but I do think there is a place for it for some people who don't want to get into 0 throttle boost gasping. I think this might be the best bet for you. Like, don't get me wrong, you should be shunt charging on Empire at 0 throttle. You should be boost gasping at almost 0 throttle, even though, there's a mix. From New Republic, you're definitely going up and down more. I personally am going up and down more. Maybe with different opinions about that, depending how consistent you are with your boost gasping. But it's something to consider for people for sure. I'm going to put it out there. I was talking to someone recently who said they were using, a couple other people I talked to, so I said, you know what, maybe I feel a little more comfortable letting people know something here that I have been using, and it's an option for people. That's what I wanted to say, so I wanted to put it out there, let you know about this control. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Put your thoughts about those drawbacks. There's definitely drawbacks to having it. The real only advantage is having the sweet spot on demand and your throttle linked there completely. It does give you a feel of some control if you are maybe struggling with that. So something to consider. I really appreciate you guys checking this video. Give it a like. Let's get a like spike on this video going on. I really appreciate you guys checking it out. I'm Time Bomb. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you guys later.
Boom boom.